visiting with Jan. Jan, tell us a little bit about the organization you represent.
So I'm president of Rincon, Vitova, and Sectaries, and we are one of the oldest biological pest control beneficial insect producers in the world. And we promote and teach people about organic and sustainable and ecologically based pest control.
That is a mouthful.
Yeah. It is a complicated science, but it's really, its heart is in nature and natural systems and building on the diversity of natural systems.
So can you break that down for me a little bit when it comes to pest control? What can people do, or what does your company do to really educate people about what is good and what is bad?
Every pest has its own, conditions and reasons for existing. Some have to do with cultural management. Some are unavoidable because of new pest invasions. So, it's a matter of knowledge and of being interested in biology, and then going from there with the particular, solutions that are indicated. It's actually dangerous to generalize about nature.
Well, one of the things, a lot of people get problems with are the brown ants. How do you deal with the brown ants that come into the kitchen and elsewhere into the home, and they just seem to come out of the woodwork?
Food drives every system in nature, and so the first thing you look at is always what is it that they're going for, and try and reduce or eliminate that. We have baiting systems using boric acid sugar baits that will that we use on the exterior of the building that draw those ants to the bait and kill them naturally. So there's a variety of different ways of baiting ants.
All right, very good. And that's just probably one of many examples.
Oh, it's really, like I say, the complexity in natural ecosystems is something that we just have to be curious about and keep trying to, be truth-seeking and problem-solving with.
So tell us a little bit about the nursery and about the type of plants that you sell.
Well, Nopalito, we've been open for about 2.5 years now. We've been doing really well. We're trying to educate people about drought-tolerant plants, which is our specialty. Our specialty is native plants of California, and we also house over 4,000 succulent plants. We also have plants, veggies and herbs as well.
All right, for the uneducated like myself, what is a succulent plant?
A succulent plant is almost in the cacti family. It requires very little water. It has, actually, it's easier to show you than to explain.
Okay. We'll wait for Julian to come back around here. All right, so you've got a couple of examples.
Yes. We got over 4,000, so I'm sorry I can't explain the names of them, but they're all really low maintenance, low water tolerant plants. They're really easy to take care of, and they're a great asset to any garden.
One of the things that comes to mind is an ice plant. Would that be considered a succulent?
An ice plant, yes, that would be considered a succulent. Like I said, cacti, cactuses, pretty much like these thorny little guys that go around here. And you can see them up along our deserts, up along some of our coasts. If you go up the Conejo Grade, you'll see them up on the walls of the mountains as well.
So somebody living in Ventura, for instance, what kind of a plant would you recommend that they plant that would be sustainable throughout the year?
Sustainable throughout the year, I would recommend Ceanothus or a Manzanita, and a Manzanita is the one that we have right behind it here. It's very high tolerant within our ecosystem because it is California native, and it's actually, you can find them up along our coast and our highways as well, and they do really well in close to the shore or up into Ojai.
Now, do you have a website?
We actually do. It's nopalitonativeplant.nursery.com.
All right. Julian, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And I'm Bill DeFoi with Studio 500.
What we're also here about today is our company is very much behind the ballot initiative in California to label genetically engineered food. Frankly, our company has been against genetically engineered crops since we first heard about it because the systems that are promoted decrease biological diversity, and in fact the crops that are engineered to tolerate Roundup herbicide dramatically reduce biological diversity and really are antithetical to our approach of sustainable biological natural systems. So politically, what we're able to do at this time in our society is to get the food labeled, and so we're wrapping up a campaign to collect signatures to put it on the ballot so that consumers can vote to label genetically engineered food.
It would seem to me, just as a layperson, that when you get into genetically modified foods, that it really can't be good for the human body.
In fact, there's some indication of that actually in humans and more in rats and mice of toxicity to the liver and pancreas and abnormalities in the gastrointestinal tract of lab animals. And these are just some, the proponents of biotechnology would tell you that not enough studies have been done. Well, these studies are very expensive to do, and they don't even give the scientists the materials to do the studies. So there is a lack of knowledge about it, but do you know that the Food and Drug Administration's own scientists from the very beginning expressed alarm and concern about the health risks of genetically engineered food?
All right, and where can people get more information?
Well, the easiest thing is labelgmos.org, and from there there's various references, but another website that really makes a very complex science understandable is responsibletechnology.org. And the work, a particular book that I highly recommend is called Genetic Roulette.
All right. Jan, thank you so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you for stopping.
All right.
Happy Earth.
And thank you for joining us here at EcoFest 2012 along the promenade in Ventura. I'm Bill DeFoi for Studio 500, and we'll see you next time.